I'm Eddie Muller, welcoming you to Noir Alley, where this week I shall introduce you to Claire Quimby, perhaps the most rotten wife in the history of Hollywood. But since she's played by the inimitable Audrey Totter, watching this harridan slink and sulk and toss around the sass is nothing short of noir nirvana. Pity poor Richard Basehart, playing one of the milkiest milquetoasts ever. He loathes being the target of his wife's cruel humiliations, but as viewers, we get to squirm with delight at how sexy and nasty Totter makes this unrepentant man-eater in the 1949 MGM release, Tension. What makes it even more fun is that having known Audrey quite well, I can attest that she had absolutely nothing in common with Claire Quimby, except for the knockout figure. Her Scandinavian heritage may have given Audrey an icy on-screen allure, but the real woman was smart, sensitive, decent, and loaded with common sense. She was also deeply devoted to her husband, Dr. Leo Fred, chief of staff at the Los Angeles Veterans Hospital. They were married for over 42 years, and although she outlived him by 18 years, I don't think she ever really got over his death. It's no coincidence that Audrey Totter is best remembered for her contribution to film noir. She felt her best roles were all in this genre: The Lady in the Lake, The Unsuspected, Alias Nick Beale, The Setup, and Tension. In fact, Tension should have been the film to launch her career into bigger and better parts. Instead, it turned out to be the last major role she had under contract at MGM, and the last great part of her career.
Could I buy you
Drift?
Audrey isn't the whole show here. Tension features a terrific cast, including the still underrated Richard Basehart, Barry Sullivan, William Conrad, Lloyd Goff, and Sid Charisse in a rare non-dancing role. They all seem to be having a great time with a script that, frankly, stretches credulity more than Barry Sullivan stretches that big rubber band he carries throughout the movie. Tension is not a film to be taken too seriously. It's a straight-ahead murder drama with so many switchbacks and implausibilities, it tends to undercut its own nasty depiction of a marriage made in hell. That's another way of saying this film is an awful lot of fun. Screenwriter Alan Rivkin is not synonymous with noir, although he was one of several screenwriters on Bogart's 1947 thriller Dead Reckoning. Rivkin is known more for romances like The Guilt of Janet Ames and The Farmer's Daughter. But when he got the chance to adapt John Clorer's clever original crime story, he went all out, supplying enough twists and salty dialogue to fill up several movies. Now, without spoiling anything, one of the loopiest bits of business in this movie involves a character disguising themselves by switching from eyeglasses to contact lenses. That's kind of ridiculous, but it's worth noting that 1948 was the first year contact lenses were made of soft plastic, leading to a huge boom in sales. So the gimmick in this film was timely, if not particularly convincing. The director of this film, John Barry, had an incredible life story, one that I'll fill you in on in about 95 minutes, after you've watched Audrey Totter burn up the screen as vicious vixen Claire Quimby in Tension.